till I realize I don't even think I fit in. Already got what it takes, got options, okay, nobody stop me today. Turning the keys to the safe, pushing through the gate, now I'm seizing the day. Grind it, I'ma put the time in, diamond, go and turn it up till I'm shining. Riding, breakneck speed when I'm driving, silence, I'm just trying to check the mileage. Now I'm going up like a pilot. Houston, I don't think they used to the problem. I got a boost with the crowd, get loud now. Yeah, I'm coming down and get ready or not. I'm coming in. Ready or not. I'm coming in. Are you ready? Ready? Coming in hot if you ready or not. If you ready or not. If you ready or not. I'm coming in hot if you ready or not. Guess who came with the danger? Look at how far we came up. Worlds apart, we like strangers. Bet they wish they could change us. Don't hold your breath, I've been waiting for this moment. Behold the best. Top secret in the world, we control the steps. We waited for our time, now we are the great. This is how you overcome. Quit, get until it's overdone. Where they at? I feel like I'm the only one. The passion, rolling out cause we just begun. It's my time. The brakes on. High ground. Take off. Shake off. Brakes on. I'm coming in. Ready or not. I'm coming in. Are you ready? Ready? Coming in. If you ready or not. If you ready or not. If you ready or not. I'm coming in. If you ready or not.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. It is a Wednesday evening. I'm pretty sure everyone's wondering what the hell do I got you here for? We're gonna go ahead and give it a minute and see if we can make sure that we got some peoples up in here, and we'll kick this thing off. First of all, I just want to remind everybody that in case you do not know, we are running a cross promotion show. I also have a little bit of information on that. Elite Marks has had to drop out of the show from a lack of competitors they can enter because they're mostly a story-based prediction type of league. So that's mostly the type of guys they have in their group. Unfortunately, Elite Marks will not be able to make it, but you still have the Foundation, Revolution, and VOH. Those three groups are still going to compete with us, and we're still going to put on a hell of a show. What's up, Mr. Stumpy Dump? How you doing, brother? Says I'm up to like 5 watching on mine anyway, so this could be wrong. There could be more in here. I'm hoping most of the locker room is watching. I know it is a Wednesday evening, and most of you are busy. I did this also tonight kind of based on the basis that everyone would not be watching AEW tonight. So it's going to be a great show. I can't tell y'all how excited I am that people were able to put their differences aside and make it happen as far as owner standpoint. That's really, really cool. There's not a lot of people that do that anymore and actually mean it. It's usually for some kind of gain. I don't think no one gains anything in this. I think the only thing we gain is a great show and kick ass for all sides of the promotions. As I had said before, I think it's kind of past the point of, I'm only putting this on so I can steal your guys. I guarantee you there's probably not a guy that's in one of these groups that does not know about the other guy. What's up, Mr. Landfield? Damn, I ain't seen him in forever. How you doing, brother? So this is what we got going on tonight, guys. As you all know, we have also coming up, we have the October pay-per-view. You see it's on the poster up there. Of course you were Bing. Of course, Mikey Bada Bing doing Mikey Bada Bing things, eating fresh pasta on a Wednesday. Stunt, what happened? uh, as I was saying, where was I? You know how easily distracted I am. Now talking about food, jambalaya. It's been a minute since I've had some damn jambalaya. It's been a minute. That shit though, man, my stomach's so bad though. Oh boy, it kills me, but I love it, man. I go to Louisiana, man. I hurt. It's been a while since I've been to Louisiana too. I need to go there and get me some crawfish and a few other little things and munch on. That's some of the best eating. Enchiladas. They're all right. I'll eat one every once in a while. Where was I, guys? What was the last thing I started talking about before we started talking about food? Stumped the whole damn strip through Louisiana eating up the crawfish. I know some places are better than others, but I swear, man, you ain't got no problem finding a crawfish place in Louisiana. I think that's like mandatory. Every place has to sell crawfish. It's like this, like almost up here, every place sells St. Louis pizza. Yeah, it lost me completely. I don't know what the hell my train of thought was there towards you. I know where I'm going with this, but I was trying to lead into it by some way talking about something else. What was I talking about? No, I wasn't talking about a poster. Anyway, this is how we'll do this. We'll jump back into this. As I said, we got the cross promotion show coming up with VOH and all those guys. Elite Marks is out because they're mostly a prediction lead. There you go. I got it. All right. October pay-per-view. Thank you, Nick. That's where I was. I was on the October pay-per-view. We have the October pay-per-view that is coming up. Okay. Everyone knows that a month or so ago, it's probably not been. It's been around a month. I made an unpopular, drastic decision to throw a monkey wrench in everything and try something new, and that was to try the storyline aspects. I know that a lot of people didn't like it. I promise you that. They told me, and I told them too. I said, if you don't like it, let me know. Get in my inbox immediately and let me know. And I can guarantee you, right after that live was over, my inbox blew up with people's like, I don't know, Tommy. And I told everybody the same thing, man. Give me 6 months. Give me time. Let me see if it's going to work or not. Well, I can say that every idea that Tommy has is not a great idea. The problem with trying to do storylines in the environment that we're in, and what I mean by the environment, I mean the culture of promos. Even though that I'm dedicated a whole division called the Pure Division to keep traditional promos in Revolution, the rest of the belts went to story mode. We did this so I could crown people as champions that worked their ass off for my brand in order to give them a belt that they couldn't win from shit talking, that they couldn't win in judge-based promo places. But like I said, we still had a competition aspect where some guys still misunderstood the rules of it. I've done got word from guys who totally talked backwards out of their ass about like there was no competition aspect to it. And what was the point? Well, the point was you were supposed to hype and push your story, and your story would determine in a poll on the page. And how that poll voted is how we pushed you. If you were winning promo of the night all the time, you probably need to be world champion. If you're winning match of the night all the time, you probably need to be some kind of type of champion because you're telling the stories and you're pushing the hype. You're keeping people interested in your story. That was what we were going to do with it. And I thought by me doing that, it would take the pressure off a lot of people. We could become way more lax of a group. And we wouldn't sit around and fight all the time, or someone wouldn't get mad because they felt that they were screwed by a judge. That was going to cover all those things, and we was going to try to do it from that standpoint. Also, we were in a strange, weird time where I had a world champion that didn't want to be world champion no more. He wanted to take a break, and that was fine. And I'm not going to say that I didn't have no one else I could have put in that position, because I did. But I put myself in that position for a couple of reasons. If you want to know what those reasons are, I'll be happy to tell them to you. Number one of those reasons is that I had guys that were tied up in other things at the time. Also, other than one or two other people, because I was wanting to do something major for the next world champion, I've not had guys stepping up trying to be world champion. Listen to that one more time. If you've not heard that, listen to that one more time. Go back, replay it over. It's not that I didn't have no one to put in that spot at the time. It's the fact that I want to do something big for the world championship, and I barely have any guys that want to step up and be world champion. World champion is not being a tag team champion. World champion is not being an outbreak champion. Being world champion, you're the man of this company. You're the head honcho. You're the face. You're everything that no one else here can have. You're the man. You're at the top of the mountain. And I just didn't see enough players in the game at the time because they were either caught up in something else or they have life stuff that was going on. So I stepped in and I fulfilled that role. I worked a storyline with Tonster. I took with the world championship off Tonster. Probably not a popular opinion because it's something I said I would never do. But at the particular time, I feel like it was the right thing to do, and I still feel like it was the right thing to do. I'm not sorry for it. I am currently the Revolution World Champion as of right now. Let's go ahead and show you this pretty belt. This pretty belt, if no one didn't want it, why would I let her sit alone? I know there's people out there that want it, but those people need the right kind of dance partners. And without a rinse and repeat of the same people that we had had, we didn't have those people. I think now we might have some of those people who was awakened. Now, let me go ahead and make it very, very clear. I'm not lying. Storylines was a failure. It was a failure because it made everyone dull. When I say I wanted it to relax everyone, that was exactly what it did. It relaxed everyone too much. The page has been dead. Morale is down. And Tommy's not, I don't like it. If there's one thing that anyone can say about me is that I'm a clear cut through the bullshit guy, or they can also say that I am a man that is always going to admit if I think something is not going to work, whether it was my idea or if it was Richard's idea or anyone else in management. We tried it. Guess what, guys? It's not working. We are officially going back to judge-based promos from here on out. Now, I know that's what the October pay-per-view was what I brought up for a reason. Things are still going to go the way they're supposed to go in that October pay-per-view. What are you even talking about? Listen to what I'm saying, jackass. Anyway. Oh, goodness. Anyway, what was I saying? Quit distracting me, man. Quit distracting me. We're going to step away. It was a failure. We're going to get out of it. We're going to get out of story mode. October, as I was saying, will still stay the same. The pay-per-views, the stories that you have worked out, the matches that you have worked out will stay 100% the same. The same. Nothing's going to change through October. Listen to me one more time, because I do not want to have to repeat this 1,000 times. Do not come in my inbox saying, you screwed me over in my story. No. Everything that you have working is to stay the same through the month of October. If you want to take that story and continue to take it and lead it off into November, that is fine also. But the predetermined stuff stops after October's pay-per-view. It's back to base judge shows where there are 4 minutes of promo. We have 3 judges, that kind of thing. We can possibly even talk about doing the live feedback thing with the judges. I know a lot of people love that. If I could get 3 judges that would do it every show, I'd be for it. Now, I know what everyone's thinking. Everyone's thinking, what does that do with this? Well, I'll tell you what this does with this. I'm dropping it. The Natural Talent's no longer the Revolution World Champion in the month of November. So listen to me. Listen to me close. Me dropping this title in November affects no storylines. Matter of fact, no storylines are really being affected by us dropping the storyline thing, because when you look at our matches that we got coming up, my world championship's not on the line. So that does not affect this at all. The Revolution World Championship. Man, look at that. And yes, I did see that Mike down there said, designed by Mikey Bada Bing. Beautiful side plates. You know what makes me think about when I look at this championship, man? It makes me proud that guys like Mad Anarchy held this belt with so much pride. The guys like A-Lister held this belt with so much pride. And they didn't just hold this belt. They made this belt fucking prestige. That's why I took it when I took it at the opportunity that I took it, because I felt like that at the particular time I needed to hold on to it for at least a couple of months. If you think that I was going to hold on to it longer than that, you're dead wrong. You can ask anyone in management. I was already talking about getting rid of it the 3rd week I had it, and I was told to hold on to it to the first of the year. And that was going to be the original plan, probably. I was going to hold on to it around the first of the year and do something different. But this title comes with a lot of prestige. It comes with a lot of prestige from the stand fact that this title is not an E-Fed whore. This title's not been passed around between 50 men. This title's only been held by a few guys, and the few guys that held this title, Tostradamus also, all carried this title with complete pride. They defended this title, they babied this title, and they made this their number 1 girl in the E-Fed world when they were holding this. Mad Anarchy and A-Lister and Toaster and those guys reached levels with this belt, honestly, and I'm not just saying this because it's my brand, honestly, of levels that I've not seen with too many E-Fed World Championships, because usually those belts are won, and then usually those belts are lost most of the time within a 4 or 5 month period. You got to stop and think the first 2 champions we had the son of a bitch. What, did Richard have it over a year or around a year? Matt had it like a year or some shit like that. So that's a long time to hold on to a world championship. And it makes them very, very prestige. So I know you're thinking, what are we going to do with this? Let me tell you something, guys. I have had my eyes on guys that I feel like earn this, that needs to be in a match for this, that bleeds Revolution day in and day out. I ain't talking about that they only play here. I'm just talking about guys that legitimately give a shit about this brand. Guys who would have this would be on my screen all the time putting out quality hypes because they appreciate this brand and the hard work that everybody else does here to try to keep this brand afloat. And I know you're wondering who it's going to be. I'm going to tell you tonight. You're not going to have to wait. The November pay-per-view, the main event will be a 4-way match. And those participants are Stump. You are in the World Revolution Championship match 4-way. Also, the man that has had a ticket for a while, he has had to sit out for a while. And I know I kind of stepped in and took his place at the particular time, but he damn sure has earned it. Mr. Edward Lindsay, you are in the four-way for the Revolution World Championship. Also, Big Sweet, you are in the four-way for the Revolution World Championship. We might do a tournament eventually. But the reason I didn't do a tournament also was because we got the cross show coming up, the pay-per-views coming up, and all that other kind of stuff. That's why I didn't pull the trigger on a tournament. Got one more, guys. I'm just reading comments. I want to let guys let that settle in for a second. One more time. Your guys for the Revolution World Championship in the four-way match in November. It's pay-per-view. You have Stump, the big man, Big Sweet, and you have Balsalini, Mr. Edward Lindsay. And your number 4 spot belongs to your current Pure Blood champion, Mr. Josh Steele. Josh, you get the 4th spot in the Revolution World Championship. So it looks like this: Steele versus Ed versus Big Sweet versus versus Stump. I'm sorry. Stump, Big Sweet, Ed versus Josh Steele for the Revolution World Championship. That can't be your attitude, dude. Why would I book you in a world championship spot if that's going to be your attitude? It was kind of like that rap battle shit that you gave up on. How you had everybody entertained and you just gave up. You gave the match up yourself. You've definitely earned this fucking shot, dude. Regardless if you lose or not, you're in the match. Yeah, that's not world championship mentality. To have this, to carry one of these, to call yourself a world champion, you got to have that fucking confidence, dude. You got to reach down and find that shit, because I guarantee you, you know that Ed and Big Sweet and Steele's not going to let you just have this belt. Because I can tell you right now, Josh Steele is foaming out the mouth for this belt and been foaming out the mouth for a while. Big Sweet's been foaming out the mouth for a while, wanting this world championship. Ed wants this world championship. I'll tell you that right now. Now, you all know that the Hooded Warriors will be taking on the Sweet Bros at the pay-per-view that is coming up. And everyone knows that we're in a story mode, and everyone knows that is not for the Revolution Tag Team Championships. Let's get the Tag Team Championships. Woo! One of the most gorgeous belts that we have. Love these tag belts. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. You know, it's fun holding these, playing around on screen with them. I'll tell you, they're thick, they're stacked, they feel great. We've had a few tag teams here, and those tag teams have had these belts with a lot of respect, and Lifeblood comes to mind, and Circus Haywood comes to mind, and Sweet Brothers. So when I was looking at this belt, it got me looking at this belt, and it got me wondering about this letter, this belt right here. So we're not done. At the November pay-per-view, there will be a tag team open invitational There's requirements to be in this tag team open invitational. If we get 2 teams that shows up, we'll have a match. If we got 3, it'll be a 3-way. If we get 4, we'll have a 4-way. So if you're looking to form a tag team and get in this to win these, you can do that. So what we're going to do is you come to me and you, like I said, there's rules that get you into this. You have to be in our circle of trust, which means you have to be currently promo and in Revolution, or I have to say, give you the stamp, the nod of approval, whether you're here or not. You know, basically it all comes down to trust. Also, if you've been working, you automatically qualify if you want to put a tag team together. If we have to have a couple of matches for starting at that pay-per-view and it go on for a couple of weeks or something to figure out who's going to uphold these because we get enough tag teams, we'll do that. It could be possibly even we get enough tag teams, we could have a tag team tournament. Who knows? The Sweet Bros may or may not be tag team champs by that point. They may or may not. They may be in the tournament and decide to get in the tournament. And depending on how Big Sweet's luck goes, he might tell Little Sweet to kiss his ass. It just depends. Little Sweet might have a path that he wants to go down. And Big Sweet might want to hold that tag team on one shoulder and that world championship on the other, because you can hold both of these belts at the same time, along with Steel's belt. Steel can also hold the Pure Blood Championship, which we are going to change again because it makes no sense for it to be called the Pure Blood Championship when we're not doing story mode no more, because that was the whole point of it. It was the Pure Blood. It was to keep the Pure Bloods around. So we'll probably end up changing that and giving it a new gimmick, or we might go back to bare bones with it. I don't know. But you can hold that title and the world champion. That title don't even count as far as these belts go. So honestly, if someone wanted to and they were skilled enough and could position themselves correctly, you could hold the belt that still has this belt and this belt. You can have 3 belts on our screen if you're good enough, if you position yourself correctly. So there you have it. One more time. After October, do not think that we start judging or start our judging-based promos back tomorrow. It's not what we're doing. After the October pay-per-view, which is on Halloween night, Halloween night, which is the last day of October. So we'll be having that. And then the very next day in November the 1st, we step back out and we go back to our judging-based promos. And we'll get our pay-per-view booked. Also, I'm very, very interested to how we'll end up seeing in the future how the Outbreak also gets booked and how Josh Steele gets booked for Fight Night, because he still has to defend his title over there, regardless if, he gets in this, he's in this Revolution title match. So that's the big news tonight, guys. These will be up for grabs, both of them, at the November pay-per-view, regardless. All titles will be on the line in that pay-per-view. The Revolution World Championship, the Revolution Tag Team Championships, the Revolution Outbreak Championship will all be on the line at the November pay-per-view. This is all also in the mix of us working our cross-promotion brand with VOH and the Foundation. So we got an exciting couple of months coming up, guys. I can tell you that shit right now. Don't forget that those matches that we're doing with Revolution and we're doing with the Foundation will have 1 match per week. And I think A-Lister says it counts out and measures out from the time we start to the time we end. The last match will be showed like around Christmas Eve. That'll be the very, very last match. So, and it's all based on points and that kind of thing. So that's could be a cool little Christmas thing. Plus, we'll have a big Christmas pay-per-view, or actually, we take Christmas off. I'm sorry, I forgot about that. Like the last 2 weeks of December. That also gives us something to do those last couple of weeks because we'll be off. Because I tell everybody to take off and spend it with their family. So, all right, guys, that's all the news we have for tonight. Stick around; it's going to get interesting. Also, don't forget November the 1st. I believe it's the 1st. Yes, November the 1st, we reveal our top 5 seeds for Revolution and for the Foundation and for VOH to see who the 5 guys is going to represent from each company. That's going to be interesting also. So, a lot of big things coming up, dude. A lot of big things. We also have a couple of new guys that are starting to come in. I think they're going to try to get on Fight Night. We might have some new talent around. If you're looking to compete, get at us. You need to get those wins up and compete for one of these championships. And it's shit like that keeps us revolutionary.